Fighting with the swords, gone. Playing with the brain, on. Let's play Giraffe Chess Hattrick League Season 3.
International Giraffe Chess Federation presents Hattrick League Season 3 between 10 Proddatur teams. Hello everyone, welcome to India's new 68 squad Giraffe Chess Academy Proddatur, and welcome to the live telecast of no draws, no resigns, only win or lose in just 70 moves Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us watch Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 24th match between Proddatur Chiruthas team versus Proddatur Panthers team. Each team consists of 3 players. Whoever team all outs opponent all 3 players is the match winners. Let us see the toss at the center of the court.
It is a tails. Toss won by the Proddatur Chiruthas. So what you select, right side or black side? Proddatur Chiruthas, they won the toss and elected to play.
And in toss, Proddatur Chiruthas team, they won the toss and elected to play on white side. And here is the both teams lineup for Proddatur Chiruthas team. Revanth is the opener and Surya is the second player, and Jigneshwar comes to play as third player. And for Proddatur Panthers team, Akhileshwar is the opener and Naga Vignesh is the second player, and Sujan comes to play as third player. Now, let us watch first game of the match. Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revanth versus Proddatur Panthers team opening player Akhileshwar Reddy. Let us see among these 2 players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Let us watch. Let us move on to the court. One-time hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revanth is ready to play on white side. Let us see on other side of the court. Proddatur Panthers team opening player Akhileshwar Reddy is ready to play on black side. Now we can see both players are ready to start game 1 of the match. Black side player Akhilesh is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 1 started.
Pawn to e4, pawn to e5, pawn to f3, knight to f6, pawn to d3, pawn to d5, giraffe to f2 illegal, giraffe to e3, pawn to d4, giraffe capture knight at f6, queen capture giraffe at f6, knight to h3, queen to c6, knight to a3, pawn capture pawn at e3, impassment, bishop capture pawn at e3, knight to a6, pawn to d4, pawn capture pawn at d4, bishop capture pawn at d4, queen to d7, bishop to c4, queen to e7 and check to white king, queen to e2, bishop to e6, bishop captured bishop at e6, giraffe captured bishop at e6, knight to f4, king to d8, knight capture giraffe at e6, pawn capture knight at e6, bishop to c3, pawn to c5, rook to d1 and check to black king, king to c8, queen to e4, knight to c7, bishop to e5, queen to g5, pawn to f4, queen to e7, bishop capture knight at c7, queen capture bishop at c7, queen capture pawn at e6 and check to black king, king to b8, queen to e8 and check to black king, queen to c8, queen capture queen at c8 and check to black king, king capture queen at c8, giraffe to f3, pawn to c4, knight capture pawn at c4, bishop to b4 and check to white king, pawn to c3, bishop to e7, giraffe to c2, rook to e8, giraffe to b5 and check to black king, king to c7, Giraffe capture rook at a8. Bishop to g4 illegal. Bishop to h4 and check to white king. King to d2. Rook capture giraffe at a8. King to e3. King to c6. King to e4. King to c5. Pawn to b3. Rook to e8 and check to white king. King to f5. Pawn to g6 and check to white king. King to g4. Bishop to f6. Rook to e1. Pawn to h5 and check to white king. King to g3. Rook to f8. Rook capture giraffe at e9. Pawn to g5. Pawn capture pawn at g5. Rook to g8. Rook to e6. Rook capture pawn at g5 and check to white king. King to f4. Rook to g6. King to f5. Rook to g7. King capture bishop at f6. Rook to g8. King to f7. Rook to h8. Rook to e8. Rook capture rook at e8. King capture rook at e8.
Now we can see Revant is just one step away to win
Pawn
by
to
crowning.
b5.
Yes, now he moved
King
his
to
king to
e9,
e9
crowning win.
and won the game by crowning. What a superb crowning win to Revant. Akhilesh out. Proddatur Panthers team lost the first player. And with this win, Revant, he won the first game and still need 2 more wins to do Hattrick and become Hattrick hero of today's great match. Now, let us watch Second game of the match between Proddatur Panthers team second player Naga Vignesh versus Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revanth. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do Hattrick and who will be the Hattrick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Revanth already won the first game and now playing for winning second game. Let us watch what will happen. Let us move on to the court. One-time Hattrick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revanth is ready to play on black side. Let us see on other side of the court. Little scholar awardee, Proddatur Panthers team second player Naga Vignesh is ready to play on white side. Now we can see both players are ready to start game 2 of the match. Black side player Revanth is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 2 started.
Pawn to e3, pawn to e5, pawn to d4, pawn to d6, pawn capture pawn at e5, pawn capture pawn at e5, bishop to d2, knight to c6, pawn to f4, pawn capture pawn at f4, pawn capture pawn at f4, queen to e7 and check to white king, knight to e2, bishop to g4, pawn to h3, bishop capture knight at e2, bishop capture bishop at e2, knight to d4, knight to a3, knight capture bishop at e2, queen capture knight at e2, queen capture queen at e2 and check to white king, king capture queen at e2, bishop capture knight at a3, pawn capture bishop at a3, knight to f6, bishop to c3, giraffe to c6, pawn to g3, giraffe to f5 and check to white king, king to d1, giraffe to g2 and check to white king, king to c1, giraffe to d6, rook to e1 and check to black king, king to f8, king to b2, giraffe capture bishop at c3, rook to c1, Giraffe capture giraffe at D0. Giraffe to D3. Giraffe capture giraffe at D3. Pawn capture giraffe at D3. Rook to E8. Rook to D1. Giraffe to E3. King to B1. Knight to D5. King to A1. Pawn to G6. Pawn to G4. King to G7. Pawn to F5. Pawn capture pawn at F5. Pawn capture pawn at F5. King to F6. King to B1. King capture pawn at F5. King to C2. Giraffe to H2. King to B3. King to F4. Rook to F1 and check to blocking. King to E3. Rook capture pawn at F7. King to D2. Rook to F2 and check to blocking. King capture rook at C1.
Now we can see Revant is just one step away to win by
Rook
crowning.
capture giraffe at H2.
Now let us see. Yes, he's coming to take
King
the
to
king. Yes,
D0,
king moved to
crowning
D0 and won the game by crowning. What a superb crowning win to Revant. And Naga Vignesh out. Proddatur Panthers team lost the second player. And Revant with this win, he won continuously 2 games and still need one more win to do Hattrick and become Hattrick hero of today's great match. Now, let us watch third game of the match between Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant versus Proddatur Panthers team last player Sujan Kumar Reddy. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Revant already won continuously 2 games and now playing third game for doing hat-trick. Let us see what will happen. Let us move on to the court. One-time hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Chiruthas team opening player Revant is ready to play on right side. Let us see on other side of the court, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Panthers team last player Sujan Kumar Reddy is ready to play on black side. Now we can see both players are ready to start game 3 of the match. Black side player Sujan is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 3 started.
Pawn to E4, pawn to E5, pawn to D3, pawn to F6, pawn to C3, pawn to d6, pawn to d4, pawn to c5, pawn capture pawn to e5, pawn capture pawn to d5, knight to f3, giraffe to e6, bishop to g5, giraffe to f6, bishop capture giraffe at f6, knight capture bishop at f6, knight to g5, pawn to h6, knight capture giraffe at e6, bishop capture knight at e6, giraffe to e3, knight capture pawn to e4, pawn to f3, knight to g5, pawn to h4, knight to f7, giraffe to d3, bishop to c8, knight to d2, pawn to g5, pawn to g3, pawn to d5, giraffe to a4, pawn to b5, giraffe capture pawn at d5 and check to blacking, queen capture giraffe at d5, knight to b3, queen capture queen at d1 and check to white king, rook capture queen at d1, pawn to c4, knight to d2, bishop to b7, bishop to e2, knight to d6, giraffe capture knight at d6, bishop capture giraffe at d6, knight to b1, bishop to c7, pawn to b3, pawn to e4, rook to f1, bishop captured pawn at g3 and check to white king, king to e0, pawn to h5, pawn capture pawn at g5, castling king side, pawn capture pawn at e4, rook capture rook at f1, rook capture rook at f1, bishop capture pawn at e4, pawn capture pawn at c4, pawn capture pawn at c4, knight to a3, bishop to d3, bishop capture bishop at d3, pawn capture bishop at d3, rook to d1, knight to c6, rook capture pawn at d3, rook to e8 and check to white king, king to d1, rook to e1 and check to white king, king to c2, rook to e2 and check to white king, king to b3, pawn to h4, king to c4, knight to e5 and check to white king, king to d5, knight capture rook at d3, king to c6, rook to e8, king to d7, rook to b8, knight to b5, knight to e5 and check to white king, king to c7, knight to c4, king to d7, pawn to h3, knight capture pawn at a7, Knight to e5 and check to white king. King to c7. Rook to e8. Knight to c8. Knight to f7 and check to white king. King to d7. Rook to d8 and check to white king. King to e7. Bishop to d6 and check to white king. Knight capture bishop at d6. Knight capture knight at d6. King capture rook at d8.
Yes, now we can see Revant is just one
King
step
to
ahead
g7.
by crowning. Yes,
King
he
to
moved his
d9,
king to
crowning win.
D9 and won the game by crowning. What a superb crowning win to Revant. And Sujan out. Proddatur Panthers team last player Sujan out. So with this out, Proddatur Panthers team all out and lost the match. Whereas Revant, with this win, he won continuously 3 games and did hat-trick and became hat-trick hero of today's great match. And most interestingly, this is his second hat-trick in hat-trick league. Congratulations, hat-trick hero, 2 times hat-trick hero, Revant.
Hello everyone, welcome to Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Now, welcome to the today's match successfully completed, just completed with one more hat-trick. Today's Proddatur Chiruthas player, the Chiruthas player is here. Proddatur Chiruthas team, they played with the Proddatur Panthers. Ultimately, finally, Proddatur Chiruthas player Revant, he became today's hat-trick hero by successfully out all 3 players and became he did a hat-trick and became a hat-trick hero. So first of all, I congratulate Revant for doing extraordinary hat-trick, and here is the final rupees cash prize for the hat-trick. And once again, congratulations. Let me take small interview on occasion of this hat-trick. So you played very well. You out opponent all Proddatur Panthers 3 players. In total 136 moves. You first game you played with Akileshwar, you won by crowning. What is the how many moves? 48 moves. You out Akileshwar. What is the best move?
అఖిలేశ్వర్ తన పవర్స్ ని గమనించకుండా జరపడం వల్ల నేను తన మీద అటాక్ చేసి
And finally, here is today's hat-trick hero Revant's scorecard. In game 1, he outs Akhilesh by crowning in 48 moves, and in game 2, he outs Vignesh by crowning in 35 moves, and in game 3, he outs Sujan by crowning in 53 moves. Totally, Revant did hat-trick in 136 moves. Congratulations, hat-trick hero Revant. All the best for the next matches. And here is the points table of Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us see what are the top 4 teams after finishing off 24 matches. Proddatur Chiruthas team with 10 points stands on first position. Proddatur Kings team with 8 points stands on second position. Proddatur Spartans team with 8 points stands on third position. Proddatur Jaguars team with 6 points stands on fourth position. Each team after playing 9 matches, final points are calculated for top 4 positions. Top 4 teams only qualify for the final playoffs.